Marketing erosion is sneaky. It starts slowly, but it can build. And before you know it, you're losing clients. Rebecca Hourihan, I really like the airplane analogy you used to describe this. So would you go through that for us?
Yeah, of course. Hey, Patrice. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the 401k Marketing Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about marketing in the analogy sense of an airplane. So you're like, there's a previous, so you get on the tarmac, okay, and you're like, okay, I gotta, ding my seatbelt in here, and then the engines. It's my new favorite sound. Start going.
They're spooling up. They're spooling up.
And then whoosh, you go up in the air, and whoosh, you're on your way. Well, from a business standpoint, to get to that point of cruising altitude, there's a couple things that you need to do. Table stakes. Number one, you need a logo, right? You need a name for your business. You need a logo. So you have to, analogy wise, you have to get on the plane. Then you need branding. So what are the colors, the psychology of your brand? Trust. In blue is trust. Green, warmth, holistic, money. Yellow, bright, excitement, enthusiasm. Every color has a direct psychology impact. So if you're thinking about what are the feelings and emotions that you want your clients, prospects, and centers of influence to experience, that's the psychology, that's your color. Then your fonts. And that's how you kind of take off into this wonderful world. Well, once you get up in the air and the plane is flying towards your destination, the pilots, what are they doing? Are they just like kicking back, hey, the plane's just gonna do its thing. No, they're like checking the gears. They're tinkering with all the little fun instruments. They're pushing buttons. They're making sure that can't quite see my arms, but the plane is staying in the air. And then they're essentially monitoring it consistently the entire time we are flying to your said destination. So here's your analogy. In the event that the pilots slow down on the thrust, the plane doesn't drop. We know that, we've all flown it. It continues to cruise, but just a little lower than it used to before, like a little lower. In your business, marketing is the thrust for success. And if you get to a certain altitude and you're cruising along and you're being hyper successful, at some point, this happens to all of us. We forget to send some of our regular email communications. We look at our annual budgets and we go, man, we spent a lot of money last year on that annual appreciation event. Didn't realize it was that pricey. How much are we doing this year when it comes to digital ads? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. And all of a sudden, those things become negotiable. And that's the concept of when our thrust in our marketing in the airplane, your business doesn't change overnight, but it does dip a little bit slowly.
So it's not just being lazy necessarily and thinking, oh, things are great, we're fine, it's a matter of a little bit more asking, is it worth it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here you are thinking, oh, our clients aren't going to miss our quarterly newsletter. They're not going to notice that. It's not that your clients are going to call you up and say, hey, I noticed it's the second of the new quarter and I don't have my regular email from you. They're not going to say that. But what is going to happen is your visibility is going to soften. Your touch points might kind of thin out. And then, and this is the part that's scary, mindshare. It starts to fade. That immediate, who do I call? That immediate mindshare just all of a sudden goes, oh yeah, oh right, of course, duh. But over time, that connection starts to dissipate.
And that opens the door.
And that's where the conversation goes. Your clients do not stop attending events. We all still attend them. They didn't stop reading on the latest news or articles or clicking on something on social media to say, I'd like to learn more about tax breaks. I'd like to learn more about how financial wellness will make my employees more loyal, more confident, and also have a better idea of how to budget. So that way, when times for raises and bonuses, it's based on work performance and not based on lifestyle creep. Those are all things that become really tangible as you continue to do marketing, and people are looking and saying, I'd like to find out more about that. I'll attend that webinar on ERISA and healthcare and how I have to start having a fiduciary process around it. But if you're not the person in the company who's providing that, there's people are still clicking on it. So it opens up that, as I think the analogy would be, airspace for other folks to fly
Definitely.
very close to who you thought might be your clients that now are someone else's prospects.
Well, that's just it. And you mentioned there's a phrase you use too. Every plan is a future client.
Yeah, one of my friends always says that. He talks about in his business. He always talks about how every single client is someone else's prospect, and it doesn't matter like which industry you're in. It transcends them all. And I don't. My retirement marketing mind starts turning on with the Form 5500s. So everyone knows every year those employers have to file their Form 5500s. After that, that information's publicly available. And whenever we talk to advisors, we're like, what's your target market? They all give us different numbers, but they usually always end in a round number. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. So now, all of a sudden, let's just hypothetically say, we'll have a little fun here. Let's say your target market is 2 million to 10 million. Well, last year, there was a lot of companies that hit that $2 million mark. So guess whose fresh prospects they are? Every advisor who says my target market is 2 to 10 million. Those clients that you've been with for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, they weren't at 2 million before. Now they are. Now people are going after.
Is it normal though to hesitate on wanting to spend on marketing? Should you feel stupid and bad about that?
Yeah, that one's there's I don't like this saying at all. I don't like it, but I'll repeat it. There's a saying that says half of marketing works and half of marketing doesn't, but I don't know which half is which. I don't like the saying, but I get it. Like I understand it. And I think it's not like we're all business owners, right? We're business owners. We look at our P&Ls, we make decisions based on that. And if you say, oh, I spent $10,000 last year on different events and our ROI was 2 clients, are you looking at the mathematical equation of 2 clients on a year-over-year revenue? Or are you looking at the lifetime value of your client? So how many years are they with you? Or are you looking at the cost per acquisition? So there's different math that you can use. If you're looking at straight math, you might say, hey, I spent 10 grand on events and our new client revenue is 6 grand. Or you might say, I spent 10 grand on events. Our new client revenue is 6 grand per year, and our average client stays with us for 10 years. Those are different numbers. So it depends on where you as an advisor are. Smaller firms, generally smaller, meaning like sub $1.5 million in annual revenue, usually look at the ones where it's just the straight math. The firms that are like $1.5 million to $5 million seem to look more at client acquisition costs. And then the $5 million and up organizations seem to understand lifetime customer value. So think about it within your business as to how are you running the math in your business, and then what do you want to grow up to be? If you're an organization that wants to kind of retain a smaller organization, that's great. Use your math. If you're trying to do hyperscale, think more about lifetime customer value.
All right, so you've stopped your marketing. You're thinking about stopping your marketing. Maybe you're not even conscious of the fact that you're stopping marketing. What happens? What is this? What should we be looking for to give you, hey, you better get back in here?
Yeah. I It's accountability. It's really what it comes down to. I think everyone needs accountability coaches in life. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, I hired a personal trainer a couple months ago. I couldn't get to the gym, Patrice. I just couldn't figure
I
out
get it.
in my
I get
day
it.
like where. So I needed just an accountability coach to be like, Rebecca, it's Tuesday. It's 3:00. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, why do people hire financial advisors? Accountability coaches. They need you to say, no, you can't afford the big boat. Or you can afford the great boat, but buy one that's 2 years, earlier. Like, there's so many great ways to think of accountability coaches. And that's what this is for marketing too. So if you haven't been on LinkedIn in a while, that's an example. Put it on your calendar. 30 minutes, Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and then just scroll around. Connect with all your clients. Connect with your prospects. Identify your prospects on LinkedIn and then find the people who are in charge of the retirement plan and send out those LinkedIn connections. The next question I always get is, do you include a note? That's completely up to you. If you want to include a note, feel free to. If you don't, that's also fine. Like, I wouldn't. And the reason you want to build up a large LinkedIn connection or social media following is that whenever you do post on LinkedIn, those folks are then going to see you and your posts and your thought leadership in their news feeds. So that's an easy one for accountability. Tuesdays, 10 a.m. to 10:30 local time. Pop on LinkedIn, like, comment, share, be active. Great way to drive eyeballs and awareness to your organization.
How do you ask yourself why you're hesitant to invest? I can see you looking at other people and
Yeah.
seeing it, but when you're looking at yourself,
Yeah. I think of like the stock market where people are like, oh, I'm just waiting for a good time to get in.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
waiting. Like, it makes me laugh because there's so many times where I think everyone has thought that, right? Who hasn't thought like, oh, I'll just wait for the perfect time? The perfect time never exists. Like, there's always going to be some thing that it says it's analysis by paralysis. So the answer is now. It's just it. That's the answer.
opportunity is now.
Yeah, the opportunity is always now. Like, going back to our accountability coaches, in an analogy, it's like, if you wanted to lose weight, when's the best time to have started it? Yesterday, right?
Yesterday.
The same thing with marketing. Like, I wish I had a huge email distribution list. I wish I had a huge social media following. I wish we had hundreds of folks coming to our website per day and looking at who we are, what we do. I wish we had lots of thrust in our airplane to get there fast to our various destinations. And you always wish you started yesterday or today. Second best time.
Right, right. So talk to me about intention and how important that is.
Yeah. Intentional is looking at what you're sharing within your contacts and having a game plan behind it. Do you want to talk about what's going on in the regulatory space today? Great. Roth catch-up contributions, super catch-up contributions. You could talk about the legislative environment, like forfeitures. I'm always hesitant on the legislative side, depending on your plan size. If you're in the macro, the mega space, yes, you have to talk about legislative stuff, like guaranteed. Should be always a slide in your presentation text, like specifically. If you're in that sub 25 million space, it's important to know about it. But I wouldn't be bombarding your clients with that knowledge, because they really want to focus on the goals of the plan, getting folks to retire, getting them to be comfortable, looking at your employee demographics, saying, what's our plan for people who reach peak 65? Are they going to stay in the plan, or are they going to exit the plan? How are we helping them on both sides of that coin? So do we have retirement income solutions? Are we talking about that? Are we hosting retirement transition planning webinars or courses or something to help these people as they take that next step forward? Looking at the other generational aspects, making sure that young folks understand the value of time in the market. And then, of course, on the governance side. The reason I say it is important, obviously, always to talk about what's happening on the legislative front, but you want to be careful how much noise, because what if it doesn't happen? And now all of a sudden you've spent all of this noise talking with employers whose job is to run their companies, not necessarily always pay attention to their plan. Mega space, different, because they have people and that's their job, is to run the plan. So it's about understanding your target market, and then what are the topics. So that's about being intentional. So scoping out who are the personas within the companies to make sure that when you are giving them the correct information, that you're making sure it fits. What does their world look like? So if I run HR, maybe a checklist with deadlines would be awesome to help me. And I run a $5 million retirement plan. Wins every time.
This has been a great conversation, but is there anything we have not mentioned that you want to make sure we do?
If you've been thinking about, maybe now is a great time to get into content marketing and looking at our online footprint and starting that email campaign. Yeah, it's a great time to do it. now is a great time, because as people are hesitant, and there's a lot of firms out there right now that are pulling back, I don't know why, on their marketing. This is an opportunity to add some thrust to your business. So then as each one of those plans hits those new levels of plan assets, and they can become your prospects, and with your great marketing right in front of them, everyone's clients are someone else's prospects. I think now isn't great. Fear in the market is always a great time to double down on intentional initiatives, so that way you can get there faster and more efficient than the next person.
Well, how can people reach you? The contact information will also be in the show notes, but give us an idea. How can they reach you?
Reach out directly, Rebecca at 401k-marketing.com. I'm always on LinkedIn every Tuesday between 10 and 10:30.
Excellent.
I'm always on LinkedIn. Or just email me directly.
All right, folks. Look, Rebecca just gave you a marketing flight plan. Use it. Check it out. And of course, follow, like, and share her podcast. I'm Patrice Sikora, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for listening to today's 401k Marketing Podcast. Click the subscribe button below to be notified when new episodes become available. The information covered and posted represents the views and opinions of our guest and does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of 401k Marketing. The content has been available for informational and educational purposes only. We hope you enjoyed.